Hey, how's it going? I am Judhotep, the goddess astrologer and soul coach. This video probably looks, yeah, it looks really bad, but I'm going to share my screen, which will look better, and do the astro weather for today. Gonna probably do these during the day from now on, so it'll look better. But I wanted to bring you the astrology for today. If you don't know, the Light Goddess podcast is 6 days a week on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, all the places. And I am the goddess astrologer doing astrology for women and the divine feminine soul mission. That is what we do. So we cover all the things. Today, looking at the chart. So we have all of this Aries energy, all of this Neptune with the moon here. Let me just make sure this is the right date. I'm doing this for tomorrow. Noon. And so the moon will still be in Pisces at 20 degrees and is, out from being sandwiched between Neptune and Jupiter now, but it's this Pisces moon that can bring our emotions into a more tired place. We might be more tired. Our emotions might feel icky if we're not really going into them. The Scorpio South Node can bring up our emotions that perhaps we're not looking at with the Pisces here, that can blend everything out and make you feel like you don't really know, like you just feel icky. And so it's really good. It's really important to just go into those emotions and do the releasing techniques that you have in your spiritual gig bag. We do that in Light Goddess coaching. If you're not doing that work, we have all of this Aries energy with Mercury now in Aries, and the sun in Aries. So we have a lot of this get up and go energy, which is so beautiful. But then we have the Aquarius energy that is still, can be cold, it can be distant, it can be out there, and all this air cerebral vibe. And with Mars, it's definitely, wanting to take action on what we're thinking about in our brain, but we might be thinking about it too much instead of just moving into the action of what's connected. Aquarius, like what's connected, what's vibing with us, and then bam, take action. There's not really supposed to be any space between what you think and, not what you think, between your intuition and taking action. And so it's like this Aquarius is like, bam, this vibration, intuition, go take action and follow that intuition, trust your intuition of what to do. But all this Aquarius energy with Venus and Saturn here, it can make it to be too cerebral and too thinking. And so see if you can calm that down and loosen that up, and just know that the original thing your intuition gave you, follow through with that, because it might mean that you have car rides, or that you have periods of time where you're doing things, whether it's just taking a shower or going for a shop, or doing errands that need to get done, where your mind's thinking and changing the game plan that your intuition set forward. Your intuition knows what to do, follow that. Don't let your mind change what you know to do in your intuition and then make you confused, because with the moon here, it can cause this confusion with all this Pisces energy. While this energy is deeply artistic, it's Jupiter in Pisces, big dreams, big artistry, big creativity, but yet it can be delusion and false information in the media, and the illusions coming forward and being able to be seen with Scorpio in the South Node. So a lot of the unveiling and deception, and the delusion, the propaganda being more evident and clear to us, whether it's just the propaganda of a friend that wants to keep you in the crab pail, pulling you back down into the old vibes, old patterns, old ways, that you love them, but they really want to keep you there because they love you, but you're trying to go on and work on your soul mission, which means that your relationship might have to evolve in some way, or really move more apart, and not being attached to that, because you're meant to have soul people that are not trying to pull you back down. So this Pisces energy can be confusion. That's one of the simplest ways to really see it, is it can just be confusion. And so with the moon here, until the moon's popping over into Aries, which can bring about this more assertive energy. And then of course we have the new moon coming that is going to be so beautiful. This new moon, I did the sun sign horoscopes for this week on the Light Goddess podcast. It's up, always out on Mondays, so you can check that out for your sign. It's a really amazing episode this week, and just scroll through it for your sign and find out what's going on with the new moon for you this week for your sun sign, because it's a powerful visioning moon. All of the women in indigenous cultures, and many indigenous cultures, would go out to the wood, go to the enchanted forest, go to the wood, go away from everyone else, be together in sisterhood during the new moon to vision for their people. Is really important time. Women were revered and honored in many indigenous cultures, especially like the Iroquois, the Hopi, and many cultures. So this is an important time as women to vision for yourself. And since it's the Aries new moon, it's about identifying what it is for the next 10 years, next 2 years, next 2 months. So 2 months, 2 years, 10 years. What is that vision? And really seeing yourself there, feeling the emotions that you want to feel, embodying those, activating those in your body, and then letting it all go to spirit. But Aries, this moon's going to turn into an Aries new moon. It's about identifying what that is and then initiating it into motion, initiating with this spiritual energy of giving it to spirit. And so Chiron here can really be ego wounds, ego triggers. We want to watch for those with this interception of the Aries and Libra axis intercepted. We're learning how to be in relationships differently from soul, not from status, money, state, power, all those things. And so a lot of relationships have been shifting over the last 2 years for a really long time, much longer if you're aware. And it's challenging because it doesn't mean we stop loving people, but we might have to let go, and we might have to let go of friendships that are just perfectly like good friendships. Like, why are we not friends anymore? But spirit moves people in and out of our lives. It's because it just wouldn't fit. It would pull you down or keep you distracted. Even if it would just be a minor distraction, it's still a distraction from the powerful work that you're supposed to do here as light goddess. You're one of the light goddesses sent here on a very specific spiritual mission to bring more light, to anchor divine feminine into this world so that it's not relegated into a women's studies class, so that it is integrated into society and within humanity. It's emotions. Divine feminine is receiving and the embrace of love, teaching humanity about love, showing humanity through this dark night of the soul, humanity's dark night of the soul. So moving forward, with Uranus and, close to in the same sign as the North Node for the next 15 months left or so of our North Node in Taurus, then, it's really about letting go of all the attachments. But Uranus is going to help you with that suddenly, unexpectedly. Uranus is also these awakenings of your security, like what it means to be secure. It's all about your spiritual security. It's not about health or the right food or the right house, or if your house is okay, because a lot of people are having money scarcity. And that's a lot of what we do in Light Goddess coaching, is we work with feminine flow, financial flow, and doing the financial healing necessary. And so it's really understanding that your security doesn't come from having a house in a certain way. Your abundance is actually the earth, and that everything is a resource to you if you can see how it's all a resource to you. And that means the ego, Chiron and Aries, that the ego takes these hits of like how we think our self-worth is, what it's built upon, or our values, or it should look this way, or that we are only can stand up erect, like have a backbone, if our money comes in this way, or if we're holding this massive spiritual platform, or whatever it is. And that's just not, we're being disabused of those notions, of all of those ego false identities, false attachments, basically spells and interjects from the culture, from the program. So we're being disabused of all of that with Chiron here for quite a while yet to come. So with Uranus close to Sappho's, which Sappho's was a poet who was a lesbian, said to be a lesbian, but she was really about love, the feminine, and that divine embrace. You can see it's two Venuses together. So, so two women loving each other. But ultimately, if you take the archetype of that, it's sisterhood, it's the divine feminine, and it is poetry, the artistry, woman's message coming forward. Because if you look through history, women have spread the message through our individual transmission from one woman to another, or through print material, mostly through writing. Women have helped other women to awaken, to stand in her power, to hold the line with the dark, with women being killed and tortured, and having such a relegation to domestication, or being put in our spot, or being held down, suppressed, etc. So that's what this is about with Uranus here. It's shaking up the attachments to any of that being what we thought it was, or the society's views of it. And Black Moon Lilith in Cancer here is really saying that what you let have the death and the transformation will just, it'll bring such wealth, spiritual wealth and divine feminine wealth to you. Being in Cancer, it'll bring such nurturing to you. What you let die, which includes the ego death, whether it's a big ego death, the little small ones all the time, or just having those feelings come up because our ego is but her, and it can be hard until you start to get used to that, and identifying less and less with the ego, and really moving the ego into servant, into protector and servant of your heart, your soul mission. So this is a powerful day to realize that, with Vesta here in Aquarius, that what is the sacred altar that we're holding for humanity, and really being on soul mission, which means building and growing something to last. Taurus North Node, it's about growing something. It's step by step by step. It's never giving up. And depending on where you're starting from, that can feel tough because you come to closed doors or things don't work. What all that is just gaining experience for the road that you're going to utilize as you move on and go forward. But at the time, it feels like, dang, I need the money, or I need the this, I need the that. So it can feel tough, but really it's all part of it, and it's learning. And so just Taurus just never stops. It's that steady, keeps going, trotting along, and keeps going. And the stomach of a cow is 4 parts to it, that it could basically digest a tire. And so it's everything, all of the dark, the Scorpio, all of the dark, all of the shadow, all of the difficulty, pain, loss, challenge, it can digest and transform into powerful manure that nurtures the soil from which you build upon, transform it into this beautiful sentient cow that you just look in their eyes, and you kind of see the universe in a cow's eyes. They're so beautiful. And so to focus less on our ego desires, and less on communicating our ego desires, and the cells, the kind of the spells that the spiritual community or spiritual business people are kind of under, where they're not realizing the real driver behind it. And wanting to build is great, but just that over focus on it, and instead focusing on your identity of soul moving into this world to shine light into the dark corners. So it's a really powerful day. I hope this serves you. Going to be pulling some oracle cards on the videos to come. I'm becoming more savvy at really pretty basic video stuff, but it doesn't feel basic because I just haven't been doing it every day consistently. So it's how do I do this again? So that'll be coming. as I keep going here. And I hope you'll be telling people about these videos so that you can be uplifted and supported with this. Also, check out the Light Goddess podcast, iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify. It's really powerful. There's over 326 episodes that cover so much about the spiritual journey, divine feminine awakening, being in your power, about sisterhood, about community, about all the challenges on the journey of it that we face, and about money and healing money wounds, and about financial flow, about connecting to your intuition and running your life on your intuition and being in your soul mission. So it's all right there in the podcast. And there's a Divine Feminine Sisterhood on Facebook called Light Goddess Activate, but it's kind of dead. It's going to be moving to a new container, and that is only going to be $32. It's going to be starting in August, where we will have monthly meetings, and I might be starting it a little bit earlier. It just depends on how this next like month or two goes. So I might just move the date early, and nobody will be unhappy with everything just beginning sooner. But it'll be monthly moon ceremonies. It will be connection calls for all of us to connect and make friends and make sisterhood, and understand that we are a resource to each other, and how we can help each other all grow together, grow our spiritual businesses together, be the resource to each other that we need. We can't afford every little doctor, healer, money, marketing little thing that we want and desire in our life. So we can come together to be that amazing resource to each other, and trade and connect and love, and be there to support each other on this journey. So that is going to be coming up, and it's only $32 to join. I'll have links for that soon. You can go to thegoddessastrologer.com to book an astrology consultation, an astrology reading with me, and click the green button at the top of the page. The website's going to be looking a lot better here soon. I've been working on it, and it'll be a lot more fun. So I'm so appreciative of you being here, and we'll talk to you soon in the next video.